There are families where nobody has ever gone to senior high school. There are places where teachers are complaining that students with aggregate 20 are being accepted. I had a wonderful conversation with someone who is very high up. He called me one day and said, "Why are you sending students with aggregate 22 to Presec?" And I said, "Sir, I think Presec has one of the best group of teachers in this country." He said, "Yes, it's true, Presec, yeah, that's my school. They are examiners and they are very good, so they are the ones who are prepared to teach those who have aggregate 25. The idea that students with aggregate 25 should not go to Presec, it boggles my mind. They are the ones who belong to Wesley Girls, where you have talented teachers. So if Wesley Girls want to prove to me that they are the best school and they are the best school, they need to take in students of aggregate 20 and turn them around so that they can tell us that they are better than my famous school, Jate Pramso. So when my teacher pass taking aggregate 30 and 40 and the students don't do it, I say, look at them. So my story is a story of education and transformation. And so is the story of a number of you. So we can't look back and turn back on the poor. Once upon a time, we were like them. And I say this all the time. Some of you pass in front of schools in our communities where the less privileged children attend. Spend 15 minutes of your time to go there and talk to the children and let them know that if you're a professor, they too can be professors.
Mr. Education Minister, good morning to you. Dr. Yao Educhum. I am presently paying some money to get desks for children in school, former students. Yes, I'm paying. I've actually paid already. If I say I'm paying, as if I'm now going to look for that. I've paid through mobile to contribute to get children in secondary school Form 1 desks. I have paid for people to get accommodation in some of the free SHS program. I have paid for people to have transport to and fro to school. I've paid for textbooks. You see, the advice you are giving is a good advice because since the CSSPS came, we have seen a certain kind of improvement in the lives of many people who ordinarily would not have had an opportunity to go to certain schools. So people with grade 25, grade 30, grade 38 get to go to the Achimoters, get to go to the Infantsmim, Accra Academies, get to go to the Presex and all of that. So you are trying to blend people. That's fine. But you see, this advice will only be materialized if you are able to give the schools the resources that they deserve. Number one, we say we are running free SHS and that everything is free. So even PTAs cannot contribute. Even PTAs, Parent Teacher Association, they cannot contribute to get the things that are required for the schools. So now you go to school, every child brings a hoe, every child brings a rake, every child brings an iron. So if there are 5,000 students, everybody brings an iron to school. Back in the day, all students are called, say, oh, we need irons for the boys. Then they can get you maybe 10, 15, 20 irons and bring it to the school. And you are wondering how the schools are burning down. So your advice is good, but let's get our processes right. Let's be complete in our processes. Because the schools now, they lack the facilities, really. And you know it. So when you are putting pressure on Wesley Girls, Accra Academy, Porter Girls, and St. Mary's, and all of those schools, you are putting pressure on them. You also have to ensure that they have the full capacity of what they need to transform your aggregate 25, aggregate 30 people into A-class students. And Mr. Minister, I wish as a cabinet minister, you would tell the president this simple information you are giving us. That some of the ministers and deputy ministers and some of the CEOs he has appointed, they are not deserving of it. They have aggregate 25, aggregate 30. In same vein, when you go to cabinet, please tell the president that if he really is good, like you are daring the secondary schools, if the president really is good, he should transform those ministers and their ministries into A-class ministries. If the president is really good, this advice you are giving, beautiful advice. The ministers, they have our taxes. The ministers, they have consultants. The ministers, they have chief directors. The ministers, they have all the technocrats and employees. They have deputies. And we have seen how some of them are performing. The schools don't have consultants. They maybe have teachers and technocrats. They don't have chief director, whatever it is. But you are pressing them to deliver A-class education. Fair point. I'm saying that as a cabinet minister, Mr. Education Minister, when you go to the president's cabinet Thursday meeting, tell the president that, Mr. President, this is what I've told the schools. So let's lead by example. The ministers that we have put in place, those who are not performing, those obviously with aggregate 25, 30, 35 and on, please transform them into A-class ministers. So that when we go to the market to go and buy food, we don't struggle. When we want water, it will flow. When we want energy, it will be there. When we want to use roads, there will not be potholes. I want you to tell the president this. When we sleep, we cannot be dreaming about security and be feeling insecure and unsafe. You should tell the president this one. That's my simple appeal. What you have told the schools, you are pressing them. And because they work in a regimental space, they can't complain, they can't reply. Maybe Charles will. They can't complain, they can't reply. But I am saying that for us, who are also your bosses, because we pay taxes to feed you, to clothe you, to make sure that you are comfortable to work for us. We are also saying that when you go to cabinet minister, tell the president that this is what I've told the schools and that this is what the citizens of Ghana through Johnny's Bite are also saying to you, that those ministers who have aggregate 25, aggregate 30, make them A-class students. Good morning, sir.